Welcome back everyone, this is Where's Boar, and today we are bringing a new game to the channel. Now this one is also a little bit, what's the best way to phrase this? Different than the other games I have played. Not so much because of what type of game it is, but normally the games I've played, there's usually people who actually like the game. This game, there's a total of 2 reviews on Steam, and both of them are bad. Fortunately for me, I actually bought the game, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, without further ado, we will go ahead, jump right into a new game. And how do I... Okay. Your name. Where? Or Inc. Moderate. Start out with 4.5 million. Okay, so what I have read on this game is that this is a browser-based text game put into an app, and someone described it as shovelware. Which, for those who are like, oh geez, what the heck is a shovelware? Shovelware, I think it's a sort of a older term. You don't really see them as often anymore, but basically it's just a game or software or app or something that gets bundled in, just due to the amount of apps there are or the amount of game software there are, right? And what I mean by that is I got this as part of a bundle for really cheap. And while I'm talking, I'm just going to go ahead and do this here. But I got a bundle for really cheap, and I think it had like 18 games in it or something. Which, mind you, like, isn't bad. A bundle I bought last year, and you guys have seen plenty of games if you are long-term followers of my channel, from that bundle I bought. In this case, I'm not like really paying attention on what I'm doing. I'm just sort of clicking on whatever the arrow's telling me. But in this case, this is a completely different bundle. It's part of the Thief Simulator bundle I purchased, and it was one of it. And I guess we'll find out why pretty shortly here. In terms of the tutorial, I gotta say, it's sort of pretty easy. The issue is that I'm just sort of following the arrows. Now, I just took a sales training, and the issue by doing this, right, is that you know exactly where to click. You're not really paying attention on what's up here, right? So what most game companies do, and I'm pretty sure everyone gets really annoyed with it, I get annoyed with it when you're playing game, is that it sort of like darks out your screen, pops up the text, and you have to click next on the text, and it's like, click here, right? In this case, you can actually just follow the arrows without paying a single attention on really what you're doing. The issue with that is that I have no idea really what any of these buttons do outside of what it's saying. I can get a mechanic, item in the workshop, satisfaction bar. Looks like I can take a loan as well. So we can skip to the next day. There's documentation. Yeah, so first impressions. In the GUI, and I'm going to try to keep this as positive as possible. And I'm not going to try to do any backhanded compliments, right? Meaning, I'm not going to say, "Oh, well, this looks great," because it's an absolute horseshit. I'm going to avoid doing that, just because it's not really beneficial. As well as, I know there's a couple buddies of mine who are aspiring game developers or game designers, game programmers. Really, there's a lot of terminology, but game whatever you want to input. And those kind of comments don't really help them with anything, and it doesn't help you guys, right? So first off, we have our hanger here. This is the one that we just purchased as part of the tutorial. It had us go into implementing it, so I can see that we're currently traveling. There's the A3100 G1. There's a capacity, required power. We can transfer it from different hangars, which means that this is part of this here. This is what we're doing. So this is the travel that we're doing. We are shipping frozen foods. There's no progress of any form. Probably because this game, time does pass by, and I'm going to like speed it up here. The time does pass by. I don't know how quickly before we see stuff. Like I would imagine after 3 hours, you would see some form of progress here. Otherwise, it's the slowest boat of all kind. Here's a workshop. There's no vehicle in the workshop. We also clicked on here. Okay, so this is the end of day report. I made absolutely no money. In fact, I lost money because I bought everything. In terms of expenses, we actually paid more than what we have obtained. And we also see there's a whole bunch of companies that have failed. Okay, so this shipping is taking a little bit longer because we only travel 700 something kilometers a day, so we're actually late. What that also means is that we're getting charged an extra 800, let's say $30 every day that we're late on, and we still have another 1900. So we have what, 3 more days of this, so we're gonna be down 2500 roughly dollars. We should still make a net gain. But that's something to take into consideration is our ship can only go so fast. What I don't know, and I actually don't, and I do want to find out, but I don't want to find out, is if I was to pick up, let's say, like this one right here, furniture. If I was to pick this up, do the days start going down? My guess is yes, it would. However, I don't know that for a fact. But with a fine of $1,000, let's just say that we have not been very successful so far as a business here. Where for us to get started, it's taking us millions, and every day we're losing thousands of dollars. Oh hey, so we finally brought in money, 30,000. Yeah. One thing too, and this isn't my word. One of the Steam comments, and I think they said something along the lines of this, is that they have played spreadsheet-based games that were more entertaining than this game. And I gotta say, yeah, a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would still try it out for a bit longer. What you guys don't know is that for me it's been almost half an hour. For you guys, it's been like 5 minutes. But there's really not a whole lot. So after the tutorial, right? We started off with hangar, we started off with ship, we started off with employees, I got a manager. Great. So what? We can do shipping. Okay. So what, right? What does shipping really do for us? And most of the time, this shipping thing, the payout is either really good, but you end up getting penalized to a point where you don't make money. Yeah. And the amount of money you need to make to buy another ship is 2,800,000. I'm sorry. What? Like, I probably have made almost just as much money just by putting in $100,000 at the beginning of the game and getting a 0.5% interest. That's pathetic. But anyways, rant over. I will pick up... Oh wow, it changed. I will pick this up here. Yep. Go to our travels, select the set. Yep. Start the travel. In fact, we could even just like select this to make it easy. Check on the status of our ship. We're at 88%. What the heck? Did we hit an iceberg? We are at 99% before we're like, oh my. So pretty soon here, I gotta hire a mechanic. So bloody dumbass. So I just found out that there's a contract section. Huh? And the contract pays so much more than just shipping. I'm over here making literal peanuts when I can just keep my eye out on the... That makes so much more sense. I'm over here wondering, how the hell are you supposed to make millions, making like $2,000 at a time? That's gonna take bloody ages. Well, there are contracts. And the contracts do refresh every day. The issue is, I don't know if the contract will ever get in within our range here. I do have a couple of jobs lined up here, so we are going to look pretty good doing them. So go ahead and do the next day. We're gonna get a decent payday. I don't remember how much. 66,000, right? So that's another 30,000 going into our loan here, which is not too shabby, really, for a couple of days of work. Put that in there. As you can tell, we are in the last 30 days we have spent 3.2 million, almost 3.3, and we've only made about 2 million. So not too phenomenal. So what I didn't realize was the contract isn't a one-time. You actually get a whole bunch of shippings that you'll have to fulfill. Okay, well, I will catch you guys in a bit, and we'll see what is the damage done. Hopefully we still come out on top of it, but I believe we may lose on that petroleum deal. Just because it takes 2 days, and I only have one ship work on it because the other ship is handling meat. But anyways, I will catch you guys in a bit. Oh, I actually can't pay this off, right? So, because the game won't let me do decimals at all. I can do commas, but I can't do decimals. Game devs, make sure if you put in any form of payback system, or really any system, make sure that if you're going to accept cents, make sure the actual decimal commas work. Because now I actually can't pay this off at all. No matter how much I want to, I literally cannot pay it off. Oh man. Oh. One thing too, I wish it was possible to edit the value of your proposal here. Because a slider just means that you're just throwing a rough number, and I'll be honest. As someone who works with, we call them RFPs, requests for proposals, but for a lot of federal agencies around the world, you don't really ever deal with a proposal for private or public entities of like 68 cents. It's always going to be a whole number, right? So for example, if I was submitting a bid, I would probably do 280,000 flat. Reason for that is this number means absolutely nothing. Right now, on a transactional period, yes, it does mean something. Why? Because there's a gap of time where you may purchase something, and I don't know, it was $4.99, right? You purchase 3 of them, boom, you're gonna have your 97 cents right there. Bam. Makes sense. Easy. In this case, that bid means absolutely nothing. It should be complete whole numbers. because a proposal is the first part. The second part would be into negotiations. That's where you'll start seeing decimals and more precise number. But when you're dealing with a just trying to win the opportunity, it doesn't make sense to say, oh yeah, it's going to be this amount, because once you are awarded that proposal, negotiations would start, right? How much are we shipping? Because on both sides, the contract is never as it is. It's very rare that I've seen that we submit a proposal, we win the proposal, and nothing changes. That's very rare, even dealing at the federal level. And I think one more day and we will get this award here, the final payment. Now, also typically with proposals, you would pay them in phases, at least to my experience. Now, obviously, I don't run a warehouse, I don't run a harbor of any form, so it might not be the case for other people. But from my experience, it would be okay. 82 cents. Can't pay it back. Oh man. What this? I'm like actually excited because we can now actually do bigger and better things. First thing first, how much does it cost to get a harbor? 7.5 million. Holy crap. Oh, but yeah, harbor also lets us bring in more money. Okay. So what I'm going to do is upgrade our boats. I guess first we'll need a hangar. So, yep, let's do that. We'll buy this. Yep. Absolutely. Implements. We're going for that big one. But this supports up to 1250 CV. So we can do this. And then now we will want a manager. Let's get Wendy. She's pretty good. Let's get another mechanic. And then we will want a badass pilot to handle this bad boy here. So Charlie, you're up, good sir. Let's go to a hangar. Let's go to hangar 2. Link a manager. Yep, Wendy, looking good. Charlie, my man. Okay, implement. We are going for the big 30k TT. Let's take a look at contracts. What do we have? This is a big one. We can make this work. Lowest is 3.5. Also, one thing too, guys. Never have I seen a proposal where you can actually see what other people were bidding. It just doesn't work that way. Because you can go in and undermine another company. Right? Because at the end of the day... Oh, whoa. I'm gonna need some money here. Actually, what do we have? Yeah, there should only be one ship working. Let's bring in some money this way. Yeah, we're gonna take an expense, so I'm gonna have to withdraw, say, 200,000. So that we have a balance. Go to the next day. Boom, made a profit of 2, oh, from our investment, duh. Is there any other contracts we can do? No. So we'll go ahead and do some just standard shipping stuff. Alright, we won't do any standard shipping stuff. Yeah, so like this is the example, right? Like, I can literally go in and undermine cheaper freights here by a couple $100. In which case, the person who submitted the proposal, they really should be looking at the quality of service rather than the quantity of service. Right, I think our big payday is gonna come up here pretty shortly here. I accepted 2 more contracts. We can check on the status of those here. We have 3 pages, we have plumbing, we have toxic gas, we have construction materials. Things are everywhere. Not a problem. Looks like we might be sort of on the last toxic gas? No. I think what happens is that with the automatics assign, it pulled our ship that could only do the toxic gas into the other ones. So, suggestion for devs too, if you put in an automatic system of any form, probably make sure that it makes sense on what it's doing. Because if I have one ship and it's the only ship that can do the toxic gas, at no point does it make sense to pull it away from anything else at all. Right, so I think tomorrow we'll also receive another big payday because we should finish another contract. Yep, 3.5 million, that's the toxic gas. This is literally what success looks like, guys. We have made a profit. Honestly, with very little effort. Once I found out that you can do contracts, the rest of it is actually just a snowball effect because we're getting so much money now and contracts is so easy to win. Which once again, I think is a game flaw. I know so at the beginning I said that this game received pretty poorly on Steam. I can see why. I wouldn't say that this is a horrendous game. It's just a game where if you put in maybe an hour of work, the rest of it is just snowball. There's from here on out, I'm just going to go in and win contracts repeatedly, and every time I win a contract, I'm gonna go in, buy an implement, buy another boat, get a bigger boat, and so forth, right? And get bigger contracts. Because pretty shortly, I'll be doing the $9 million contracts, $10 million contracts, $30 million contracts. At that point, you just sort of snowball to the point where you could most likely fire everyone, put everything to your investment account here. And in fact, I can do that now and still be fine because I'm getting just a little over what I'm making my investment than what I'm expending a day without any labor. So, anyways, with that, those are my honest thoughts on the game. It's not brutal. It's not a bad game. It's not a good game either. It's a game that this is the only time I would play it. So, take it as you guys will. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. If there are other games you guys would want to get my thoughts on, feel free to let me know in the comments. I also do have a Discord server. On most of my videos, there's a join Discord and link description effect that comes onto the screen. But it is in the actual description of the video on every video that I've been doing lately. So feel free to also jump in there if you guys want to have a chat. I know I've been saying this for a while, but I am planning on doing like Let's Play with Discord kind of things. But anyways, I hope you guys have or had a wonderful day. Thank you.